My father used to say, "Watch this man."
He's been cited by IGN, The Quartering, Timcast, The Daily Wire, Bounding into Comics, and even Dr. Jordan B. Peterson. It's only too bad Valiant beat him to Gutfeld.
Disney insider WDW Pro recently speculated on.
Time and time again, he's broken big entertainment news live on the air.
I've been following WDW Pro and his track record for years. If you want to find out what's on the horizon for theme parks, Pro is where you go.
There he goes again. Honey Badger gonna do what Honey Badger gonna do. Scooping and scooping and scooping.
Morty, let's check in on Rian Johnson's new trilogy.
Okay. I bypassed the compressor.
What did you do, Ray?
Donovan, that's gonna leave a mark.
Now, he was okay, after 6-7 weeks. Okay? They get over it. Kids are resilient like that.
Yeah. I hate it.
It's the standard, what would George do?
I don't want you here.
So sorry, George, I didn't think it would go like this.
Flower, you fools.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Weird. Stay away from liquor, kids.
I have always liked Cowabunga.
Cowabunga! Now that's more like it, Mr. Wayne.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
The Force will be with you, always.
That's how winning is done.
I am vengeance. I am the night.
That's what she said.
I am Batman.
If I won tonight, I would come home and we'd celebrate. Well, I'm coming home, we're celebrating. God bless you all.
Watch your habits, for they become your character. And watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. What we think, we become.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in just 2 minutes, the lighting at the Magic Kingdom will dim for the performance of the Pro Show. We hope you enjoy and have a magical, truthful time. For the safety of others, please, no flash photography. And welcome to Provision 3D.
Alright everyone, put on your puppy glasses.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
You know that you've been taught the golden rule, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you.
Yes, Paul.
Autobots, roll out.
I'm bringing the party to you.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money?
Fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory.
We're gonna do it!
Leroy Dragon!
All right, it's time to go to school, son. Come on, get your hands up, man.
Are you okay?
You'll never take our freedom!
From the redwoods of California to the hills of Tennessee to the Rockies in the Sunshine State and Maine with that bright and shining sea. From coast to coast in North America, it's time for your host with the most, bringing you all the entertainment news that should be fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the show that explains entertainment and gives journalists the next day's headlines. It's the Pro Show Live!
All right, folks, howdy, how are you? Hello, it's time to get started on a great show, one that we had no anticipation of doing, but here we are. Well, it's D23, the night thereof, and we are getting ready to do coverage that you would not expect unless it came down from up above. Well, we sort of are. We're on the airwaves, traveling all around this great, big, beautiful web and this great, big, beautiful world we call Spaceship Earth. At least that's what I've heard it referred to. And folks, you may be wondering, why are we live tonight? Well, we're live because someone told us we needed to be live. Looks like Vash Sky is having some technical difficulties. We'll bring Vash back in just a moment.
And I just have to say, it is a great day to be alive.
That it is, Jonas. We are watching everything going down at D23, folks. We're to keep you abreast of it as best we can. But just in case you wonder, if D23 is going to have a bad night, let me say that there are worse things in life than where Disney finds itself. After all, they could be the Olympics. Gotta love it. Force of Light tweeting this out. The irony that the same people who applaud this are the same people who harp about the patriarchy. And
right. Well, I was going to make an earlier
gold medal, Jonas.
But it also applies. I was going to say abreast is best.
Oh, yeah. Well, in the case of the Women's Olympics, maybe not. Maybe not. All right. Well, we've got Marvin with us. We'll get Vash in just a moment back in as he gets those technical difficulties worked out. Marvin, how are you this evening?
Doing good. Just waiting to see what the next batch of Disney Parks news will be to write on that Park Place. As I am I'm also known as Marvin Montanero, ace reporter for that Park Place on all things parks.
Absolutely. And Marvin, just to remind folks what's going on, Disney needs a win in the worst way possible. Continuing to be down. I think they had a very slight uptick earlier today, but still at 86.21. And we've got big news we can't talk about just yet. But yeah, so here's the deal. D23 needs to be a win for the House of Mouse. They need something that is so positive that it reverses this trend going into Monday and Tuesday of next week. And in particular, they need the parks to have a win. It doesn't seem like they're going to get one, but perhaps they could. We'll be talking about the parks in just a moment. There's this. We'll take a look at it. But first, Jonas, I'm keeping my eye on things with D23. I know you are as well. And I've got, let's see if we get this update. Give me a second. I'll have an update on exactly what my source is saying they're expecting we should be reporting on in just a moment. Jonas, give us your thoughts on D23 and what we're likely to see over the next few minutes. And then I'll bring that to the audience's attention.
Well, considering what you have on the screen at the moment, I think I know where you're pointing me here. D23, it's we're hearing reports that it's a little sparse right now, but also certain areas very crowded. Like, for instance, the Lorcana booth is right next to the Loungefly booth, and those are two areas that if you have people who are willing to pay hundreds of dollars to get into a D23 event. They're also the kind of people who are very interested in Loungefly and Lorcana. It looks like we're going to make another attempt at bringing Vash back in. Hey, look at that. I see his face.
He is.
If you all in the chat could let us know as well.
Yes.
There are some things on the floor that look pretty amazing. I chuckle a little bit at the idea of the plush mountain display. A little bit of a wink, I think, there for that. There's also these motion capture interactive experiences that they have going on in there. I'm going to say the Rocket Raccoon one is amazing, but some of the other ones, like the Mickey Mouse one, are very unsettling.
So let's talk a little bit. I want to show everybody this, and then we'll come back to these. I've got a lot to say about this new character meet and greet experience, if you want to call it that.
I want to show everybody this, though. We want to give a big shout-out and plug to Chris Gore and to Film Threat. We are not at D23 this weekend. We took a look at what is likely to be announced and what's going down, and we said, you know what? We're not down with having to suffer through this. We'll just cover it as it goes live, and that's what we're doing. But if you want around-the-clock, 24/7 coverage of D23, Chris Gore and Film Threat, they're doing a fantastic job. We'll come back to these interactions here in just a moment, but I've got some news. Hopefully this doesn't move out of my way. From our source right now, here's what we're anticipating will be coming our way in just a few moments as we get these coming out of D23. We're expecting Daredevil, Born Again, Zootopia 2. We're getting probably a brand new look at the Snow White to find out, is it all right with Rachel Zegler? Elio, a new Pixar movie, Moana 2, maybe an additional look at Alien Romulus with perhaps a final trailer or maybe some exclusive. And then our first deep dive into Agatha All Along. But, folks, we are here. We are live because we were told there might be something additional that we would need to be here for to see. So we will see if that comes to pass. We are also, I'm getting information now that everybody inside the arena at D23 at the, this is the Honda stage, I believe, that they have been given a mystery package. A mystery package, and it says do not open. So I'm hearing that as well. Okay.
I've got a picture of that on screen here, Pro, if you want to share that just for briefly.
Absolutely. Jonas, go ahead and grab that as I get ready to grab another thing real quick.
All right,
so
there
we
this
go.
Mouse Planet is at D23 Expo. This symbol right here, I'm curious as to what that symbol is. That's not a Kingdom Hearts symbol, is it? Anyways, it says
no, it's
do
not
open. I figured.
Chances someone has opened already. High. Very high, I would say.
And this is the state of the floor right now. Looks like we've got some video here from Boardwalk Times. So everybody is here, everybody's in, everybody's waiting.
Right, and the little white things that people have been given are apparently something that is intended to. Oh no, these are people
Those are cell phone
holding
lights.
their cell phones.
Yeah, it's like the Wyatt Six are coming out on Monday Night Raw.
That's
they have also
some people
put
got
out
that joke.
They put out disclaimers with saying that anybody caught actually live streaming or video photographing exclusive footage will be asked to leave. They will be using night vision to monitor the arena. So this is the studio panel. This is going to be very interesting.
So, folks, we're going to keep up to date on what's going down. I want to show you this, though. This came out today, and this comes our way via Jonas J. Campbell. No, it comes to us via All Ears. I don't know if it says that, but it does.
It is.
And
I reposted their video, and if you click it, it goes to them. I'm not stealing credit.
Yes,
here.
yes. Jonas, you said, the more I look at this, the more I see modern Disney, technologically impressive, not ready for mass appeal, attempting at nostalgia, not a child in sight. All right, so here's what it is. Disney has come out with, and you were mentioning Rocket Raccoon. This is Mickey. There are other experiences. I have seen quite a bit of, or a large number of influencers saying this is the future of meet and greets.
No.
To which I was stunned for a moment until I realized that they have to say that in order to get these exclusives. But I was reminded of something that you all may have heard of before. Turtle Talk with Crush.
Yeah, I was literally going to say, this is not new. This is Turtle Talk with Crush. We've had it for a very long time.
Yeah, this is it boggles my mind that we're here. Now, the suggestion is that this is new technology because whoever is the puppeteer is actually just an actor standing behind the screen, and that in real time, without very much latency, the computer program is taking them and turning them into a CGI character. Now, what I'm shocked by is that apparently none of the people participating in this ever saw Microsoft Connect, because this is literally 10-year-old technology. I'm not trying to be a curmudgeon. I'm not trying to be just negative for the sake of negativity, but this is not in any way impressive. You could have done this in your own living room 10 years ago with an Xbox 360 and a Microsoft Connect. Let's play this. I think we'll be okay. It's fair use. We'll play just a little bit of it so you can get a flavor of how it goes when you're interacting with his characters. As Jonas said, Rocket seems to be more impressive, but here's Mickey.
How's it set up in here?
Isn't this pretty nice?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It looks really cool. Well, Mickey, I've got a few questions for you. You're kind of the big cheese, so it's
Sure,
kind of a
all
big
right.
deal. I'm nervous, but you're nice.
Oh, don't be nervous, pal. It's just me.
Yeah, it's just
What's your name? Let's start with question time for you.
I'm Quincy, and I'm a really big fan. Whole life.
Oh, hi, Quincy. I'm a big fan of yours. I appreciate you coming by to see me today.
Thank you, Mickey.
No need.
Now, she's going to ask Mickey about what his favorite memory is or what he's done in his career that's his favorite. I've seen another video where that same question gets asked, and I don't know if somebody was filming to the side the same interaction, but it's bizarre to me, and I wonder if they were told what to say to Mickey. I'm not suggesting that. All ears apologies if I've got that wrong. Not trying to disparage in any way. This does seem to me that it's Brett doing the Mickey voice, so that's good. But again, I don't think that this is particularly impressive because it's just Turtle Talk with other characters. Vash, Jonas, Marvin, weigh in on this one. What do you think of?
Well, do you guys remember, and I'm talking like 15 years ago, we got the rollout of the Talking Mickey where they were actually not just saying like the pre-recorded lines, they were actually saying guest names and like the actual like head character, and that got abandoned. That got turned into the one with the pre-recorded lines, and then that got abandoned altogether as well. So they've been trying to go for living character initiatives for a long time. But what you said, Pro, hits the nail on the head. This is Turtle Talk with Crush. This is a thing that already exists in Epcot that has 0-minute wait times every day.
Yes, and you could just walk in at any point.
So,
although we love Turtle Talk, Turtle Talk's great, and the people who perform Crush, fantastic. Yeah.
And I don't know what the rig is like that is on the character actor for Crush, but if you play this video, if you pay attention to a few things right here, there are some basic hand motions, finger motions as well, where if he's letting off of a control here or there, if it's like say an Oculus controller or something like that. The basic hand movements, those can all be done by a standard VR controller. There's a lot of little things here that I think this is probably just a basic VR headset with some motion tracking on it. The lips would be a little bit harder to animate here, and I think it's matching up. It does seem at moments that there might be the slightest bit of delay between what he says and how he's probably moving his hands. If I had to suspect, this is probably Brett Iwan, who is the first guy to take on the role of Mickey Mouse right after Wayne Allwine passed away, because it's not Christian Diamantopoulos who does the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway version, the Paul Ruddish version of Mickey Mouse. I think this is also a bit awkward because I'm willing to bet if he interacts with people on a regular basis as Mickey, it's probably not vloggers and bloggers. It's probably kids.
Well, and what's the first thing a kid's going to do there, Jonas? They're going to run up and try to hug him and run into the screen.
Right. Instead, he's in a glass prison.
Yeah.
Guys, cutting in for breaking news. Bob Iger has just taken the stage. Bob Iger has told the audience that he has missed everyone, and apparently the crowd has gone completely insane for Bob Iger. Welcomed and with great applause. So it's truly a full capacity pixie dusting going on, and getting word that apparently expectations are that Snow White, Thunderbolts, and Tron may be leading off with the first reveals of the night. All right, let's keep. What do we got on the screen here, Vash? What is this? Who have we caused to be kicked out of the arena?
Well, no, this is Bob Iger's taking the stage, as you can see right here. You are correct, and I'm getting reports that there's a sizzle reel playing right now. Has clips of Snow White, Thunderbolts, Captain America: Brave New World, and Star Wars: Skeleton Crew on it.
Oh, well,
so
great!
A bunch of
all things everybody wants to see.
Yes. So we're getting that right now. I was gonna show people this. This is the living character initiative that made its debut at D23 Expo a number of years ago. I want to say this was 2015, if I'm not mistaken. Like the Amazing Destino, I think is what this was, which I believe Imagineering reutilized one of their characters that they had in the 90s during TV specials and so forth. Kind of dressed him up as kind of an in reference there. They've been doing this living character initiative stuff, like Marvin been saying, for a while. But when I see this test with Mickey, I am reminded, what if you could have character actors interact with people, not only in a setting like Turtle Talk with Crush, where you maybe have an actor live and behind a screen or something, but what if they could do it remotely? What if they could do it at a place where maybe they're not even in that same park, maybe they're not in that same state, maybe they're not in that same country? Could you have actors or performers perform these roles for guests remotely?
Honestly, it's more impressive in animatronic form. I agree. Vash, I've got to break in real quick to say that CEO Bob Iger apparently has been talking to the crowd about how the Walt Disney Company takes the responsibility of entertaining everyone seriously. Now, I'm not sure if that's supposed to mean that they're going to moderate or if that's a defense of them making content for various groups that most families deem to be divisive. I don't know which way that's being taken. I would speculate that it's being left nondescript on purpose. All right, guys, we're going to be getting into major news here in just a moment. So as we are getting ready for that major news, and want to thank our panelists for being able to put this stuff up on the fly as I'm getting now messages from our sources. Jonas, we're going to have lots of news hitting hard and fast. Let's get to our super chats and to our gifted memberships before the news starts breaking.
Yes, sir. And while Bob is there just doing what he does best, that is standing there on the spotlight that he told them to put on him. John Maynor for $4.99. Thank you. Wonderful East Coast night owls to party with us who get off from the West Coast hours. Thank you very much, John Maynor. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's a little late here, but glad to be here on a Friday night. The mood is right. We're number one. Going to have some fun.
That's right. I feel like I've heard that before. The crowd at D23 may be hearing some things that they have heard before, because it looks like Moana 2 currently is playing for the crowd, and some are saying that it's similar to what has already been seen at CinemaCon. So the trailer's not done. Don't know if it's the exact same. There may be more to this trailer, maybe an additional song at the end. We're waiting to find out, but Moana 2 is what is currently playing at D23 on the big stage.
Mm-hmm. Brandon for $1.99. Hit that like button for my man, WDW Pro, please.
Thanks, Brandon. Thank you.
Thank you.
For the $1.99.
John JID for $1.99. Hope y'all are doing well. The intro is always fire.
We try, and we love that intro.
I agree.
Although we may have to update it in a few. We'll see.
Yeah, I have some thoughts. Mystery Scene 21 for $1.99. Animatronics at D23 this year, or just screens? LOL. They are doing some things with animatronics that I'm not sure why they're doing those things with animatronics. But,
okay, breaking in again, guys. Lee Cravallo has taken the stage and is singing a song that is new to Moana 2 that no one has heard before. Ali Cravallo, the voice of Moana, is now on stage singing, and so they're going for the home run right off the bat. Moana is their most popular princess property that they have. They need this to be a win. Remember that the soundtrack to Moana 2 does not, to our knowledge, have Lin-Manuel Miranda involved. So we'll see what we hear in a few from our sources about how this is going. But Ali Cravallo on stage now. Go ahead, Jonas.
That's right. Sorry, I was updating my links in the back. Okay, let's see here. Nolan Thunder for $1.99. Go to bed. Turn off that racket.
You know what? You can go to bed. Just leave us on softly. We will be the beautiful tones that send you off to the land where sheep jump over that fence. And if you have a significant other in the room, just be careful, because they may become addicted to the show as well.
I have an update here. The Rock has taken the stage.
Oh, good. He's so hard to get for events like this. I don't know how. He's not known for making public appearances, so this is a big deal. Liberty Hall's cat gifted 1 WDW Pro membership. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Very, very kind.
That's just perfect. William Thompson, though, the man of the hour, gifted 20 WDW Pro memberships. Thank you very much, William Thompson. I like you more than I like The Rock.
Big hat, big memberships. That's what he is known for. Thank you so much. What a great supporter, and fantastic that you all are receiving those gifted memberships, even helping turn the audience green. And by the way, this is turning into an obscene audience out there in terms of the number of you joining us on a late Friday night. We've got over 700 of you now involved in finding out what D23 and Disney are up to. And can they turn the stock around, folks? It's going to be a big deal We'll tell you as we go through tonight.
That's right. That's right. Now we are at the end of the super chats here, but I'm seeing a lot of dancers up there. They're, here's the thing with Disney. They like to be very subtle when they point out what nationality it is that is appearing in their films. So if you look very closely, you may notice that these are kind of an Islander theme. If you look, some of those red dresses, for instance, they seem to be in the Islander theme. I don't know if you guys are picking up on that. Any thoughts?
I can't tell. Perhaps they are Inuits of Alaska. I'm not sure.
Have you noticed though that the media has stopped its attacks on The Rock recently? Much like Pro and I predicted months ago when we did our first video together, that eventually Bob Iger is going to tell them, "Hey guys, I need him for this movie. Please stop attacking him."
Right, get off our Maui. Get off our Maui. Yeah, exactly. By the way, apparently Ali Carvalho did a phenomenal job, according to those that we know who are there. Ali Carvalho, the voice of Moana, did awesome, is what we were told. So that's no surprise.
Yeah.
We also, when Bob Iger took the stage, he said some interesting things. He first said, "Boy, did I miss you," to thunderous applause. He also said that he missed the biggest Disney fans in the world. And he also said that the world needs to be entertained, maybe even more so than ever before. So very interesting thoughts from Iger for sure. I am glad that they got Carvalho for the song there. And yeah, I am hearing the same thing, Pro, that she did wonderfully.
Yeah,
So,
and this line about the world needs entertained more than ever before and all of that, I mean, it's fine, but it's just sort of corporate patter. I don't believe it, and if I believe it, I only believe it because they believe themselves. Apparently, the Disney Corporation, the C-suite there, they believe themselves to be the gatekeepers of what should be appropriate all across the world for entertainment and discourse and culture. So that's the only reason I would go along with what they're saying, is that they actually believe it.
Now, the last 5 years, it felt like time is just kind of compounded upon each other and everything happens at the same time. Is this Bob's first D23 back as CEO? Or
yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Because they had a Destination D not that long ago. It was almost right when the channel, that Park Place, started up. And that one was very lackluster. I mean, you obviously dislike it for very specific reasons, Marvin. That's the one where they deface the Muppets in front of everyone.
Yes, the worst. Absolutely awful. Jim Henson's rolling in his grave over that one.
By the way, I thought it was deplorable that, and I'm using that word the appropriate way, I thought it was deplorable that they had Miss Piggy earlier today do the talk about the legends and be like, Frank Oz who? And I get the joke. The joke is that it wasn't Frank Oz performing Miss Piggy. And if he's going to be a Disney legend, if you're going to bring him back on stage, he should have had the chance to play Miss Piggy one last time for that. I just absolutely enough of this, Disney.
It's a question, Pro, of whether or not he'd want to, because from what I understand, Frank Oz is basically like he hates everything they've done with the Muppets at Disney
that's what this is all
in the last
about.
couple of years,
Yeah,
he just wants nothing to do with it.
Those comments resurface every few years, and yeah.
All right, guys, more information coming out right now. Dwayne Johnson, apparently his spiel that he was assigned to give from Disney, and this may go back to that idea of them trying to recuperate his image after he refused to make a political endorsement, which really, what does that say about the world if not giving an endorsement gets you in hot water in Hollywood? But apparently he was there to give the spiel about how important Moana 2 is going to be for people of color. So there you go. That was the spiel that Dwayne Johnson was giving. Apparently Denzel Washington is in the audience, so that's a big deal. And we've got a new trailer coming up. I'm waiting to hear from the person who the trailer.
They're also confirming that The Rock will be singing in Moana 2 as well, which
and that his hair looks fantastic.
You're welcome.
I'm going to point out that The Rock rapping and then them doing a little auto tune on him here. That everybody needs a little assist every now and then. I'm not knocking him here.
I see what's happening here.
Hey, you're face to face with greatness, and it's okay, Pro. It's okay. You can tell me.
You're face to face with people of color, and it's strange. Now, folks, I only say that because that's what they think. That's what they think of their audiences all across the fruited plains.
Right. But because they want to boil everybody down to their immutable characteristics. And
The Rock basically told everybody who's not a person of color they don't have to go see this movie.
Well, honestly, I think it's a PR play to redeem him in the sights of the Hollywood intelligentsia and the journalists. Get him out there, have him say that Moana 2 is a film made for POC, and that'll get him back in the good graces. That's probably the play.
Just to point out, it is. I'm not going to point out which outlet is going all caps in talking about The Rock on stage.
Oh, please no! I could probably make some guesses right now.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. I'm just going to say that's a person who was very excited to meet Bluey and Bingo earlier today.
Oh boy!
I'm guessing they're getting an exclusive sneak peek because I'm not getting any more updates from any of the outlets that I'm following. So
there is a trailer currently playing. We won't say how I know that, but there's a trailer, and I'm waiting to find out which trailer it is. Also, folks, if you'd like to know what it looks like to attend D23, we'll give you this. This is out of Alvarado Geek, and we'll show this for you right here. This is what it looks like. Walking into the Honda Center, into the giant theater stadium seating and all of that. That's the entryway. So that was what it was like for those who were attending. As we said, trailer going on right now, and we'll get to that in just a second. All right, guys, what else do we have right now?
A lot of refreshing. I will say that.
Well, that's refreshing. Thanks.
I feel refreshed.
You were talking about the Honda Center experience and no merch bags at all of any kind inside. Very strict policies regarding food and anything else. I mean, literally, they wouldn't even let you bring in refillable water bottles into this venue. So,
really,
oh yeah, yep.
Oh, my correspondent is also in the theater with some pretty good seats and just sent me a video they're not supposed to send me of the Moana dances.
So I will point out there is a trailer for Moana 2 that is out now. If we want to watch that, we can risk it, but that's up to you, Pro. It's your stream.
Well, you're playing it. Let's pause it, Jonas, for the time being.
It did the opposite of what I wanted it to do there. It played it louder.
All right. Well, I tell you what, folks, if we're going to play the trailers, which will put us in danger, help us turn that chat green and monetize this sucker to the moon, because it might cost us to do so. But, Jonas, I'm inclined to say let's watch it. What say you?
All right, we can do that, or I can remove all the music on it. It might take me a couple of minutes to do that, but let's go for it.
Play it, and if you hear music, hit the mute.
I'm kind of borderline if this is music here.
Expectations subverted.
Okay. That's Moana's sister.
Forever. It was 3 days. Where are we going? Before Maui
Cute merchandisable sister for small dolly. Check.
Want to connect our island to all the people of the entire ocean. It's my job as a wayfinder.
Small sister, so Moana doesn't have to be a mommy. Check.
Exactly.
Small sister, so Moana doesn't have to have a boyfriend/husband. Check.
It's also it's the girlfriend character. It's the character that your girlfriend goes, "Aww."
Exactly. Skipper, check.
That's
Jonas. What else we got? Skip ahead a few seconds. What do we got?
Tell people just how far we'll go.
Also, I have to point out that Tamira Morrison is still alive at this point, and I don't understand how she is chief at this moment.
She probably spars with him in the beginning and destroys him as the strong woman she is.
They said how far you'll go. That's from the other movie.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
Wow.
Marvin, you're already catching Easter eggs that no one else could.
This is a call from the ancestors.
Hidden in a terrible storm, it's an ancient island. Setting foot on its sands would break the curse, bring our people together again.
Talking?
They know
How many curses can this place have?
Maui, I could really use your help.
Can I get a chee-hoo?
All right.
Okay.
Do we get? Are we stuck with the? Are we stuck with the ragged band of ragtag losers like they did with Lightyear? Because that's what we'd heard, and I'm still not seeing them. I wonder if they've been.
No. I think there was one. There was one.
We got a
just,
reference to
right
those
there.
to the
I think
loser sidekicks.
That might be the ragtag group right there.
Yep, you're right.
Could be. There. Yeah.
There they are. Yep.
I'm just going to say rumor confirmed.
We're going to be stuck with losers, folks.
There they are.
Tough.
They look like losers.
Yep. It's Lightyear all over again. Here we go.
We're back at Lightyear. What is this?
Bunch of
Is this
nerds.
All right, we're at music, so
calling it now, by the way, Jonas, you'll notice the little sister did not go on the adventure with them. She's just there for merchandising and sadness. So there's a reason for Moana to try to get back.
Yeah. So they had another kid in their old age here. All right. Okay.
Watch it, Jonas. Easy with those now.
I'll be back. I promise.
You're going to make me a lot of money, so you stay on that island.
They
Grandma's back. She's got to be there.
That's right. That's the best line of the whole movie. Moana, you've come so far.
That's Force Grandma now. That's Manta Ray Kenobi, baby.
Oh, and this is the one where it almost looked like they just took clips from the other.
There's the ragtags. Go back just a second, Jonas. Let's identify our ragtag losers. A little bit farther back. There we go. Okay, so there's our ragtag losers that were going to be part of the Moana show. The Moana show was cut, but they're still in there. And this is based on that same Lightyear idea of you put a bunch of sidekick losers stuck with Moana and Maui, and they've got to figure out how to make them successful. So I think we're good on the Moana trailer. I think we've seen what we need to see. At this time, guys.
This one right here, she doesn't look dumb. And she doesn't look.
I'm sure she's stunning and brave.
She's the best of the crew. No doubt. No doubt. Versus old man. What are we going to call him? Sagwise Gamgee. You're welcome. I came up with that right there.
How dare you, sir? Let's not deface Samwise Gamgee.
Sagwise.
You've been through enough.
Bring it on, Kocho.
This appears to be alive, by the way. Is that wait? Are we doing a strange world thing back here?
That is a great pause.
Mm-hmm.
That's got thumbnail written all over it.
It sure does. Great job.
I'm
everybody
grabbing a screen cap real quick.
Calling Steven right now to say we've got it for you, Steven. Don't worry.
All
right, so that's the Moana trailer, folks. We knew this one was coming. We've got, and by the way, that confirms the rumors that we brought to you exclusively first right here on the Pro Channel. At least we think we did. We don't think anybody else beat us to it, but that confirms the ragtag sidekicks. They're there. We did not know about the little girl. I'm going to say that was probably added after they turned this into a movie. They had to have some sort of emotional connection, and also you got to sell the little dollies, and there's how you sell the dollies.
I think we've got our new movie, by the way.
Okay, and
I've got updates here.
Has announced something called Monster Jam. Disney Monster Jam. I'm sorry, do I have to say Monster Jam?
So I don't think that's why we were told to be on standby for the live stream. I am told now that James Cameron is on stage, and that might be what's going on here. Not sure.
Right there. He's out there talking about Avatar 3, which is not supposed to come out until, is it next year at the end of the year?
2025 is the year they're claiming. I'll eat my hat if it actually happens.
You don't wear a hat.
Have a hat?
Somewhere. I think I got it. Yeah.
I mean, if you were Pauly, that would really say something. We'd be amazed, but we've never seen you in a hat.
But, yep. Here we go. James Cameron says D23 is the most epic event for the most epic fans. I wonder how much money they handed James Cameron to say that line.
For the most epic revenue stream I'll ever receive.
It's a
real
live
quick,
action.
We'll come back to Monster Jam in just a second.
Close up live action Monster Jam. based on like a game or toy
Monster
series?
Jam
Is
is
that
a
right?
monster truck event series.
Oh,
gotcha.
So
hosted by The Rock.
I don't know if this is for Monster Jam, but the people who run Monster Jam are probably pretty protective of that copyright. So if it's not for the event, the like monster truck event, then I'm going to be very surprised.
Well, this is a
Also-
film.
It is a film, but it's a live action film. Anyways, Pro, I
Alan
keep
Berkman
interrupting
is
you.
also there.
No. Keep going. I'm getting us a poll ready to go. We're going to find out from the audience.
Oh,
what
good.
they
I was
thought
hoping
of
we would
the,
have a poll.
Yeah, well, it's that poll place now. POLL, folks, not POLE. That's a different place, and it's a much more scandalous location you don't want to attend because you are not the sort of scurrilous individual who would attend such a YouTube channel.
And
we've got the request, folks. Let us know what you thought about the Moana 2 trailer. F is not available because YouTube doesn't give us 5 options for a poll, and honestly, it wasn't an F. I can tell you what an F is. We've had to sit through it. It's the Acolyte. This was much better than the Acolyte, therefore there's no F option. Let us know what you thought about Moana 2. And gentlemen, what do we have now? Let's see.
So James Cameron is saying that he's talking about Avatar 3. This new film is not what you expect, but it's definitely what you want.
Oh, so it won't be an environmentally sound tale with a bunch of large blue people in it?
I'm gonna go with red
I'm hearing
people.
red
It's gonna be fire.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Who here loves
Very-
water? Whoop whoop. That's
Very
James.
color coded.
Oh, just announced there's a new roller coaster going in over there at. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Oh my,
it's pretty great.
All right, Jonas. Well, we've got a moment here before we get into additional news. Let's go ahead and bring up some super chats, and that way
let's do it.
we take care of our audience as we go along.
Sir, I don't know if you're Mike's Hangout or Mike S Hangout, but for $4.99, good evening, gentlemen. I love the content so far. Question: how many showers do you think Bob had to take before this? Surely not 2. LOL. In all seriousness, I do think that this is a 2-shower day for Bob Iger. This is probably the literal definition of a 2-shower day for Bob Iger.
Well, he walked in Disneyland yesterday among the plebs, so now he's got to scour his flesh to cleanse himself of the filth.
By the way,
guys,
we did here we go.
After the super chats, we're going to be talking about Agatha. Perhaps that's what's happening right now. Another thing that's happening right now, we've got Culture Casino joining us. Culture, welcome to the show.
Hey, I can confirm. Actually, this was a 3-shower day for Bob. So just so you know, and to update you. Yeah, and I'm wearing the shirt, by the way, the Ryan George shirt.
It's beautiful. Let's get a close up of it, Culture. Can you lift the beard and sit up a little higher? You got to
easy.
There you go.
Inconvenience.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much, Mike, to hang out for $4.99 there.
Hi,
Jeremiah
I'm
Hembry.
Hank.
Oh no, you're stuck in close up from here on out. It's over. Sorry, Culture. It's the Culture Show. Welcome to That Game Place, folks. All right, there we go.
Jeremiah Hembry for 5. Atlantis live action movie was announced. Well, that would be
Alanis Morissette. She really deserves a film. I'm looking forward to that.
Guys, I've got an update on the name of the Avatar 3. Have we called that out yet on the stream?
No, we have not.
Nope. All right, title for Avatar 3 is Avatar Fire and Ash. Which
that's better than The Way of Fire.
Well, that's going to get mocked quite a bit. Fire and Ash. Think about it, folks, and we'll tell you what that's going to be
there
called.
We go, right there.
Well, I can think of a few brands of lotions they might do as a tie-in.
Indeed.
The FTM for $5. Thank you for this content. I can decide whether to keep my Disney stock based on the reveals. Oh my!
Not financial advice, though, right, Jonas?
We're not talking about finances, so I'm fine. If people want to base it off of us, our reactions to content, then that's fine. If we're talking about the financial soundness of this company, whew.
I can't wait for this Avatar movie to come out, make $1 zillion, and then nobody be talking about it a week later.
Ooh.
I just want Avatar Fire and Ash to get a third-party promo with Preparation H. There's so much potential here.
Ask yourself this question. I mean, is he going to go through all the elements? Is that the plan? This is going to be the fifth element of film franchises?
How dare you assume that he's just been watching too much of Avatar: The Last Airbender?
That would explain why there's 5 of them if they're all based on elements now. By the way, just want to point out this from WDWNT. Monster Jam is a live motorsport event tour run by Feld Entertainment that began in 1992. And the main attractions are racing, 2-wheel skills competitions, and freestyle competitions
and monster
trucks.
Guys, we're moments away from getting the announcement of the new Pixar film, we believe. Just a heads up there.
It's Gravedigger is from Monster Jam, for those of you.
Whatever happened to Bigfoot?
I don't know.
So, Culture, I think you might be the only person who will back me up here and saying that Monster Jam is actually a thing.
It is. It is a thing.
Matthew
on the stage.
Yeah, he's kind of on the other end from Gravedigger. Matthew Johnson, member for 5. I coast on gifted membership this month. Pro, thank you to you all.
Absolutely, and we're happy that so many out there gift those memberships and help us continue to invest in bringing the news to you. By the way, the poll results from Moana 2, those of you who voted, 222 votes in this, 43% of you say it is a C, and that is by far the highest vote. And I tend to agree with that. I don't think we saw anything that was tremendously special. A lot of member berries, and a little girl to merchandise with, but nothing that said to you, brand new grandiose adventure that you have to see. Nothing that said, this is on par with the original.
And it looked undercooked.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Big time.
Yeah.
Vash, what do you have ready to pull up on screen? Am I ready to put that on the stage for the audience?
Okay. Oh, yes. Yes.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. You're on cue.
Yep.
They're still talking about Inside Out too, so we've got time.
There is a doctor, folks. Dig Powell for $2. Jonas Wilson has said some mean things about you. You know, here's the thing. They have to be coherent in order for me to really react to them.
That's brutal.
They have to be formulated to the point where I can kind of respond to it. So I'm kind of working, you know, it's like when a child screams at you and you don't know if they are just hungry or if they actually are just angry that you changed the channel. So I don't know. I'm going to try to figure out what he means by
I've never seen someone not pull any punches against a poor little puppet. I mean, you're vicious towards that little guy.
I don't understand.
Okay, so but on the screen, gentlemen, you know, we're getting Dream Productions.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is Inside Out 2 or Inside Out branded streaming series.
Right. It's Inside Out 1.5.
Right. The place where Riley's dreams are created. That's going to be the little story.
Oh, okay. So is it going to be a TV? It's a TV show then.
Calling it now. They're going to have Joy and Riley interact at some point.
Yeah.
Well, I think they'll actually have Riley, dreaming about interacting with that girl that walked by her that was supposed to be the romantic interest.
By the way, I just saw a photo and I sent it over to Vash. I don't know if we're allowed to show it, but it's a photo of what I assume to be the Fire Na'vi from Avatar 3.
Oh,
Vash,
really?
if you can get that ready to go, that would be great.
Yep.
I just sent it to you on Twitter, Vash. My person on the floor sent it to me.
Yes, sir. You got it.
And while we're waiting for that, I have this ready for you guys. This is the Moana 2 trailer. Just now released. Moana 2 trailer is available, so that's what will be showing up at your local cinemas and cineplexes and all of those multi-screens. And sorry, I don't know what it said. Poster works for me. All right, is this our first look at the red, not red Power Rangers, the red Na'vi?
It would appear so.
Looks like it, yeah, fire and ash.
I'm shocked that the ones who use fire are colored red. What comes next? Will the Earthbenders be green, perhaps? James, you vex us so.
Well, I mean, let's make these things look more, devilish if we can. That'd be fantastic.
Orco. Sorry, I don't know why I said Orlo. Orco, member for 10. Any news on the disaster incoming Snow White? I think there's a chance
this is real
that we hear something today.
Stay tuned. Also, Win or Lose, which will be a Pixar TV show that has now been dated for December 6th of this year. So that will be debuting December 6th.
Yep. And Orco for $10 Australian. Thanks so much for running coverage. I'm having a great Saturday afternoon. Well, I'm glad you can enjoy that out there.
We are here to bring you the best coverage we can deliver. Remember that Disney is blocking live streaming of this event, yet we are here and we are doing it, and so many of you out there are enjoying it. And we plan on giving you the best format we possibly can, bypassing Bob yet once again. Sorry, Bob.
I'm also, we do apparently have a concept for Avatar 3. We can get into that in a moment.
Oh, I've got a, they are now apparently talking about Toy Story 5.
Oh, good. Wait, is Andrew Stanton on stage? Joseph Benowitz, member for 13. Hi, guys. Check out Kenneth Feld, owner, Monster Jam. That is, I will be doing that. Thank you. By the way, Win or Lose, that was supposed to release a year ago.
Yeah, this has already been announced before.
Is this I'm sorry, is this a sports team where it's got boys and girls playing on the same team?
Probably, if it's supposed to be a young enough league. In the original concept, it was supposed to be that each episode focused on a different character, a different team member.
Guys, I say we play the thing. Let's do it. We're still monetized. They didn't get us from Moana 2. If they're not taking us down from Moana 2, they're not taking us down for anything. Final words of Pro before the channel was removed. Go for it. Let's hit it.
All right, here we go.
For redemption.
Let's see here.
Full screen that sucker, Vash.
Yeah, and
you got
audio
Did
up.
great today, but there is one person who did the same level as all of you, just fantastic, but better. Anyway. I see a whole lot of people who underestimated us. And you know what? Sometimes you have to earn your respect. Tonight is our moment for
This is that
redemption.
turning red semi-claymation animation change, and I don't like it.
I think it's better than whatever they grandfathered into Disney animation. At least it's something.
I like the traditional Pixar look. It made them who they are. I don't like getting away from it too much.
Well, on that, I do have something I want to point out here. If we can bring up my screen, it appears that Andrew Stanton will write Toy Story 5 as well. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
So that's a definite win for Disney. We talked before. Andrew Stanton is basically the best they could possibly hope for at this time. And if he is directing and writing Toy Story 5, it's a coup de grace for Disney. That is, listen, we don't pull punches. We don't call strikes balls and ball strikes. We call them as we see them. And unless the panel has some sort of insight that I don't understand, I think that's a win for Disney in every possible way, guys.
I do as well. Here's if it were anyone other than Andrew Stanton, I wouldn't be sure about this concept. He says that the film, in the film, the toys will have to face the threat of electronics.
Right.
Why is Woody back with them?
That's a good question. Yeah, because of the script. That's a good.
Well, hopefully he realized he had to come save the day and get over being whatever he was in Toy Story 4, which was not Woody.
Selfish.
Well, I'm also going to point out that if the film is about the threat of electronics, Wall-E was directed by Andrew Stanton, right? Wasn't he the director on Wall-E, or am I thinking of someone else here? Wall-E is the most. It's an incredible comment on consumerism. So that is there's a potential for some actually pretty great commentary if they allow it to go all the way through.
I'm getting a report from Mouse Planet that's suggesting that Andrew Stanton will not only write but also direct Toy Story 5.
Yeah, we already knew about that one though. That was announced when Inside Out 2 did its early screenings.
I see. Okay. Yep. Sorry. I do apologize. I think that is I think that's a decent concept though, and it's. It's obviously something that parents are contending with right now.
Toys versus tablets. Sorry.
I really think it's great. And in his hands, I think that's actually a really good thing for the Walt Disney Company. There. A new film has just been announced called Hoppers. Coming in 2026. Mabel will be voiced by Piper Kurda. I don't know who that is. Let me try to figure out who that is real quick.
All right, folks, this is breaking news on Hoppers, so forgive us as we scramble to get information on the cast, crew, and everything in between. This is brand new, just hitting the wire.
She
I'm
was
assuming
on
it's
2
not- I'm-
episodes of The Flash, and in something called "I Didn't Do It," The Wretched, and American Pie Presents Girls Rules.
Okay, but we're not talking about the Disney board right now, Jonas. Let's get back to Hoppers. Jonas, Jonas, what's the age on this individual? Like, do we have an idea of brand new, young? What do we got so we can figure out what
She
Hoppers
does
might
appear
be
to
aimed
be young. Born in 1997, so 25 years
at?
old.
Okay, early 20s. Okay, gotcha.
5'1", birth name Piper Joy Curda.
Quick,
she's an
Vash, get us a blood type and a natural blonde or not. Folks will have all the information you need to know. We're gonna put this together and we'll tell you the full synopsis, including the script, within 12 minutes. Hang tight.
Her father is Korean and her mother is Scottish. If we're going to her IMDb, which is probably updated when you have a young actress trying to make it in Hollywood. I would love to get some additional details on whatever that is. Just announcing a new concept here. It's obviously new IP, which is another good thing for Pixar
that's
at
great.
this moment.
That's great. I'm assuming it's not a spin-off of Bug's Life where we're going to follow Hopper, right?
Oh, okay. Actually, I'm going to take this back. Laughing Place has additional details. The original Pixar film Hoppers is about a girl named Mabel who is able to hop her mind into a beaver.
Stop. You get out of here, Jonas. No. All right, folks. Jonas is out. That cannot be real. We apologize for Jonas.
What?
Jonas, are you telling me that they're
what?
seriously going to hop a woman's mind into an animated beaver?
Girl's mind.
What?
Was this written by Cy Robertson from the Duck Dynasty shows?
Are you sure
Well,
you're
I'm
not on
gonna see if I
that?
can get
What
one.
is that? What is it? Mouse poops or whatever it is. The website that just makes up crap. Are you?
Oh yeah, Mousetrap. Is that? Is
Wait,
Yeah,
I
something
have
like
a
that.
picture of said beaver right now. If you want to go ahead and share my screen.
I can't stand it. No, quit that.
You cannot say that on this channel. You cannot say that on this channel. This is a family channel, Josh.
Dang it! Murder beaver again.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Oh, you all. There's Toy Story 5. A closer look, by the way. God.
That was.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
you
so-
guys take
so-
back over while I get back in touch with the contact to see what in the world this is.
I thought that we were going to be treated to a bigger concept, but the concept for our Avatar is fire and ash. I'm like, okay, they're great.
And this is, I'll okay. Hopper is a villain in a previous Pixar film, so that's a little confusing from my standpoint. But maybe this will.
Well, they are going to be removing that villain from Animal Kingdom.
Is Andy a slow kid? Because I mean, he's like 30 now.
Look at this. It appears that it appears that the beaver. We do have an actual picture of the beaver, and
I get nervous every time.
But
I just got one as well.
Yep.
What is this
right
guy's
here.
name? He does one of the voices of Huey, Dewey, and Louie on the updated DuckTales.
Oh, John Mulaney, Bobby Mulaney,
Bobby Moynihan.
Moynihan. That's it.
Yeah,
Moynihan. That's
I was way wrong.
Yeah, John Mulaney. I think he's only working with Sony Animation at the moment. But he's funny, and
I've got two screenshots. I got 2 screenshots for you guys. I'm sending them over to Vash right now.
Yep, you got it.
All right. We also have an update on Elio, and okay, so here's the thing that we need to add for Elio. Elio was supposed to be out already 2 months ago. So when they say that Domi Shi is now the director of Elio, and they have just added Zoe Saldana to the cast of Elio, I think this says that when Bob Iger came in, that he obviously did not like Elio, and that thing got kicked back by more than a year. So This is something that it seems like there was almost an entire cut of this film, or it was so disastrous that they knew they could not bring that to theaters. It got to the point that there were trailers out for Elio that have the date. If you look online right now, you can find a trailer for Elio that says it's coming out 2 months ago. So that's a big deal right there.
All right, so we're not here to have our minds in the gutters, folk, folks, we're just aware enough to know that this is going to, surely Disney had to know, but this is an image of the animated beaver that the young woman in the animated film is going to put her mind into the body of this beaver. And again, our minds are not in the gutter. We just know Disney had to have known this is going to be something that will be talked about in that way. So we'll just leave it there. And if you need to understand what this is about, we don't recommend you search for it on the web. Talk to an older person in your life and make sure they're not taking a drink of something when you do. That's what we'll say on that. All right. Anything else to add about that one, Vash? Any other thoughts?
We also have a.
I sent you 2 other screenshots of it as well, Vash. One of them looks weird.
This is
who is this individual?
This is Piper. This is the star of this film. It looks like
Piper looks lovely.
And is the female?
Wonderful career ahead. Very excited for her.
Well, she's changed her appearance a little bit. Over the years. So Vash, the Hollywood effect.
Go back to that last one, Vash. No, not the beaver.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the no, before that.
Mm-hmm.
She looks tired.
She looks tired. I'm ready for Elio now.
I think I look tired.
I'm ready for Elio
looking
now.
at that picture. Yeah. Oh my. Anyways, California is a very different place.
Speaking of this new animated beaver Pixar thing, there's the stock. There's the beaver. There's the stock. There's the beaver. Anybody see a correlation? I see a correlation here in stock and beaver. Just saying.
Thank you.
I'm struggling right now.
So we've got.
It could be great. It could be.
We
Vash,
have an
what do you
update. We have an update for Elio. Zoe Saldana has officially joined the cast, and in theaters.
Hold on, Vash. You might be going to announce this, but I think this is why we've been asked to live stream tonight, impromptu. We have a huge announcement, folks.
Yep.
So everybody, get ready. It's a big one. Incredibles 3 is on its way. Incredibles 3 now going into development.
Yep.
So that is, I am confident that is why we were told to be ready to go tonight. That has been held very close to the vest. I had no idea that Brad Bird, now I'm getting this from our source.
Yep.
Brad Bird is developing Incredibles 3.
What?
Please let it be better than Incredibles 2. I beg. The first one is phenomenal. The second one I do not like whatsoever. And apparently we are still in a standing ovation for Brad Bird directing Incredibles 3. So there you go.
Well, he's saying more on that next time.
Okay, well that is a very big deal because right now he is currently working with John Lasseter over there at Skydance Animation on a film called Ray Gun. And I have some sources on that film that says that production is currently troubled. This is a big deal because Incredibles was Brad Bird coming into the system, and as I understand it, based off of what's been released publicly, Brad Bird had a little bit of trouble at the start with the brain trust model, but adapted pretty well, and obviously he was in charge of not just Incredibles, of course, Incredibles 2. He was the director of The Iron Giant. So he's going to have to subject himself to whatever the current version of the brain trust is. I'm trying to think of other Brad Bird films. Wasn't Ratatouille also Brad Bird?
Yes.
So he hasn't had, in my opinion, obviously, Pro, you disagree on this. He hasn't had a major miss at Disney under Pixar yet. This is a really big deal for them to be bringing talent back in.
Are you saying that you liked Incredibles 2? Like I'm trying to understand. Are you saying that it was artistically a hit, or are you saying it was financially a hit? Because
financially, it was hugely a hit from a commercial standpoint.
So was The Last Jedi.
Well, Incredibles 2 is not The Last Jedi. It has some problems in it. It ends up going a little too like
someone's saying Tomorrowland. That's a good point. Tomorrowland.
Okay. Well, I thought
fair.
the production value on Tomorrowland was great, but yeah, it
I was sad Tomorrowland didn't do well. I agree. I thought it was you could tell there was genius behind it, even if it didn't coalesce in the way it needed to. But Incredibles 3 in development, folks. Brad Bird leading the project at Pixar. That is huge news.
Huge.
But I want to ask the panel, and we'll start with Culture on this. This is a heavy dose tonight of sequelitis. And this is on my mind right now. When we get Vash, can you pull that beaver back up again, please? And please never remember that I asked for that. The way yes.
Clip that.
Hang on a second, folks. Hang on. Culture, you okay? Are you?
I'm fine.
just checking. All right. This is what happens with current Disney when they ask for original IP. They give you the beaver. If you we've lost.
At least it's not the bird.
Yeah. Well,
it's not an angry beaver. At least
the bird and the beaver sometimes. Never mind. All right. So anyway, here's the deal, folks. I think that Disney. I think Bob knows that they are not capable of original right now. Look at that thing. I mean, that's like nightmare fuel for 3-year-olds. Culture. When you're hearing so many sequels, do you think this is the right way for Disney, or do you think they're pushing too heavily into reiteration?
No, I mean, you kind of outlined it. They are incapable of making anything original, and the people that could do that for them, they won't let them. And I think it's because everything is so tightly controlled, and they want to, they for whatever reason, Iger's in love with just putting their own IP in places, including the parks. And I would say the creativity walked out the door over the last decade, and that process accelerated in 2020. So I can't imagine. I can't imagine they'll put out anything. Zootopia 2. Yeah, here we go again, kids. Yeah,
I was just sending that picture to Vash that Ki Hui Kwan was announced.
Yep.
And that's great. But are you guys? I mean, do you think they're? I'll say it. I can't go against my own statement. They are incapable of creativity to produce something new, and I think that's across the board, including Imagineering.
Well, this is heavy into sequels. I mean, this is heavy.
Zootopia 2.
Yep. But getting Ke Huy Quan, ultra win on Ke Huy Quan. I'm a huge fan. Go ahead.
Me too.
It just shows how far they've gone from Walt's original vision for the company, because Walt was violently anti-sequel. The big quote I always remember hearing from him was somebody asked him if he was going to do anything with the Three Little Pigs again, and he said, "You don't follow pigs with pigs. We're always trying to do something new."
But I'm gonna defend them right now, Marvin. They had Walt. Walt could come up with idea after idea. They don't have a Walt. They have to live off the legacy of Lasseter right now. So all they can do is regurgitate the food that Lasseter prepared for them in the past. They don't have a chef. There's no chef anymore. Now maybe Stanton could count, but for the most part, they're having to come up with these IPs because, and we're not going to put that little marmot back on the screen again. It's got us in too much trouble already. But the animated marmot is what comes out of modern Disney. They don't need that anymore.
You get Bill Murray out there to hunt it around a golf course.
I'm also going to point out that Andrew Stanton knew. This is the D23 joke. Skeleton Shrew.
Celio.
Yeah, I get it. Also, one of the jokes, Gigantic, was one of the upcoming Disney movies that made it into the bootleg rack for Duke Weaselton. Never made it to, but apparently we're going to hear. I don't know is this an animation panel? Are we going to find out about the new Mufasa film here? Anybody looking forward to the prequel to the unnecessary remake?
Not a single person in the world.
My guess is they capped this thing with Mufasa, but I don't think they believe they have a win with that movie any longer. They might get some Chinese box office out of it, but they have gone silent on Mufasa as of late.
Well, they'll make about $25 million if it's a mega hit in China then.
Well, it wasn't Mufasa really the I don't know, the brainchild of their prior president for the Walt Disney Studios live action?
Yes. By the way, Frozen 3 now is what's happening on stage. Frozen 3.
Good. Yep, I've got that one.
2027.
Please.
Right. Jennifer Lee is out there to talk about that. By the way, Jennifer Lee, earlier she was asked what she would ask Walt if he were alive today. And she asked, how are the gals doing? That's her.
Yeah.
No one screws up like Jennifer Lee.
Terrible.
One more thing about Andrew Stanton. Andrew Stanton has been technically with the company the entire time, even though he's been doing other things. He's been trying to get things developed at Fox. He's actually been directing for different series. I think he did a few episodes of Better Call Saul. I think he's been trying to do things other than Pixar films for quite some time. So this is a big deal for them to get him back and also working at Pixar. So
yeah, I think his star dimmed a little bit with John Carter, and it wasn't really his fault. I think he did his best in order to realize that franchise. But we've heard little from him. Obviously, he has done work for not only Walt Disney Company but various studios and various productions. But I'm really happy to see him back in the animation space. I think he does really, really well there. WALL-E, one of my favorite Pixar films of all time. So big get.
We've got, of course, the reaffirmation that Frozen 4 is also coming. So we knew that. It's no surprise. The only thing that I tire of is Jennifer Lee, who has driven Disney animation into the absolute ground. So
okay, that's really pretty animation. It looks like classic Disney animation.
Looks like classic Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm
looks like a villain on the bottom there too. Look at that; it's like a shadow with horns.
Well, yeah,
you're right. That's the style.
You're right.
The style of Sleeping Beauty.
You're right. It is a villain at the bottom. That's Jennifer Lee.
She's on the. Oh, I see. She is at the bottom.
She is also saying that they will release a new original film in 2026.
Oh, good.
Doubtful.
Company saved.
Wait, is that Ilio? Oh, wait, no, she's talking about Disney animation.
Disney animation, yeah.
I'm having a lot of trouble with Twitter right now, so if you guys have got
I
stuff.
have a close-up on that image that you're seeing right there, it looks like. Let me just get that up on the screen.
Of the villain?
Well, of that. It looks like concept renderings to me. Is what that looks like.
Interesting that they would do 2D concept renderings on what is definitely going to be a 3D film.
I'm almost certain that's a classic film, but
Yeah.
maybe not. They stole that idea.
Okay. If I can point out the entire look here for Anna right there is very much classically Prince.
We've got a close up of Anna and Elsa right here, Jonas. Actually, if nothing else, I will say that the folks behind Zootopia are clever. There's your parody poster inside Zootopia of Dead Mule and Wolverine. So it's still Wolverine. It's just Dead Mule. All right, let's go back to yours, Jonas. There you go, for real.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I can try to pull up images from Sleeping Beauty if we really need to see the animation comparison here, but
Definitely an Ivan Earl type of
even Mary Blair
line
Flair
work and so forth.
Yeah.
Mary Blair with the color design.
All right, guys, we've got a pause in the news, and I'm not sure how much more we're going to get tonight. We're going to stay with us, folks. We'll see. But right now, we are getting a Broadway performance on stage, and that's going to take a little while. Jonas, while we've got the Broadway performance of something to do with Frozen happening, let's go to the Super Chats, lest we leave them what should we say? Unfocusified. Bring them on up.
Let's get focusing. House Atreides for $5 Canadian. I saw Deadpool 3. I wasn't able to enjoy the movie due to my disdain for Disney. I was hoping to put it aside, but that bad taste wouldn't go away. Well, now they're using their children's properties to advertise it as well. So
Dead Mule.
Yep.
Dead Mule. Yep.
Advertise an R-rated movie. I just realized that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
So
Oh, yeah.
They're advertising an R-rated movie in a kids' movie. That's interesting.
Sorry, with the Jersey accent, I thought you said Avatar is a R-rated movie for a second. That's.
I find you offensive, Jonas.
I find your accent delightful, personally speaking. William Thompson for $20. Oh, great. Another half-baked announcement for something I won't watch, won't care about, and probably won't happen. By the way, Hall, Jonas Campbell, and Vash Sky, and my favorite boarded person, Culture, and WDW Pro, and Marvin. I think it's Hail, Jonas Campbell, and Vash Sky, and my favorite bearded person, Culture Casino, and
Hail to you, William, and thank you so much for your generosity. By the way, William is making a great point here about these half-baked announcements. Guys, why is the stock down where the stock is? The Disney parks. Remember, that's what D23 has to fix for Disney to get this stock turned around. All of these announcements are fine and dandy. They've still got to make these movies be good, or at least average, for them to perform well. That's fine, and don't put DEI and divisiveness in them, but it's the parks that's driving the stock down. So unless we get something that lets the investors know that they're going to bring back and grow the attendance in the parks, this is a company still in trouble, despite what is just a flood, a deluge of sequels that they're releasing. When Bob Iger said they're going to sequels, he meant it.
I'm also going to point out here there is additional information for Frozen 2. It is pushed to 2027. It was previously November of 2026, and they are officially confirming that Frozen 4 will happen. It's not just a hint, which to me says that Inside Out 3, if Bob Iger hints at things, he did hint at Inside Out 3 earlier today. So I can see
made $1 billion, I'm sure. Yeah.
Jay for $5. Good morning, gentlemen. Just woke up for work just in time to see Disney flailing live.
Yep.
Well, what would you call this? This reminds me. Okay, I'll tell you what it reminds me of. You know the Lucy, I Love Lucy episode where the pies are coming and they can't keep up? That's what's happening here with sequels.
But I love that.
Well, that maybe you'll love this.
I'm gonna laugh just as hard when this happens.
Kevin Maynard for $1.99. Isn't Hopper a villain from A Bug's Life? Yes, he is. He's Kevin Spacey in A Bug's Life, and he's there.
They should bring him back, right?
Speaking of New Jersey accents, Richard Kind.
I have to tell you that animatronic and that performance that the animatronic delivers is something that you're not going to get in Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
No, yeah, that's actually an impressive figure.
Or any performance from an animatronic.
Yep, agreed. Araxis is back. Member for 16. I can't finish Incredibles 2. I have tried 3 times. This D23 is just boring. Must be why they didn't want any live streams. Yeah, I think you're right there. I guess I'm the only one here who tolerates Incredibles 2. It's nowhere near Incredibles 1, but as far as Disney sequels go, it's fine. At least it's not Cars 2.
Oof.
At least it's not.
That's a fair point.
Speaking of sequels, I'm also the only person on this panel who has kids and has to negotiate for improvements in what we're going to be watching today. So
how dare you, sir? My 12 children take great umbrage at what you've said.
12?
Just, always like to throw people off the scent a little bit.
No,
it's 13 actually.
For $4.99. My favorite Pixar movie, getting a third movie. Why am I disappointed? Because it was a hollow decision.
Yep.
There we go.
Looks like
are they bringing Beauty and the Beast back?
Sorry, guys. I was pausing, looking at this, trying to figure out what it is we're seeing. But
okay, yeah. So, all right.
This is a assemblage of Broadway productions. It looks like a filmed performance of Frozen musical will be coming to Disney Plus in 2025. Frozen 3 and Frozen 4 are being developed as a 2-part film series, I suppose. I believe Jonas mentioned it, with the first one coming out in 2027. So yeah, they have moved back.
Vash, are they doing a live action on Broadway Maui?
No, that's the Lion. That's the Lion
King. Yep, and Hercules musical will also come to London's West End in 2025. Sorry.
I'm also we already have been seeing some previews about that Hercules musical because it's going in Germany right now, so that must have some success over there in order for them to do this. here's the thing that I'm kind of perplexed by. Why would they announce Frozen the musical, a filmed musical for Disney Plus, when they have, first of all, these are all Renaissance era Disney Broadway productions that are on screen right now. Why would they not be putting Lion King or Aladdin or what was the other one on the right there?
It
was Beauty and the Beast.
Guys,
Beauty and the
let's
Beast.
pause
Beauty
that
and the
one. I
Beast.
think that one will get us. Pause that.
Yeah.
You got it.
I don't understand why they wouldn't go for those. First of all, and Thomas Schumacher, who ran Disney Theatrical, which is not to be confused with Disney going to theaters, obviously talking about Broadway. He ran that department very well, and Lion King has sold tickets after tickets after tickets. I think until Hamilton came along, it was record breaking year after year. So I don't understand why they're not putting that one on Disney Plus. Whereas Frozen, I don't think they wrote any new music to speak of for that one.
Did you ever hear Disney did a Hunchback of Notre Dame Broadway musical?
Yeah.
And it never got much, but it's fantastic. It's so good.
Guys, I'm hearing that the crowd was not thrilled with the performance of the Broadway stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So,
muted applause.
The preview of the Broadway. Yeah, I'm listening to the audio myself. The Black Hercules, by the way.
Can you confirm, Jonas?
Oh,
yeah, it's a Black Hercules.
Really? Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah, here you go.
No,
that's interesting.
It's literally someone's culture. It's literally Greek culture that you're appropriating.
No. That's this isn't Hercules. This is Yasuke.
Yeah, clearly he's a samurai. He just wandered over from a different soundstage.
Now, I will say with Broadway, it's a little bit more acceptable because everyone is playing pretend on stage. But if they're really going to do this on Disney Plus, I don't know. It's just like, guys, you keep hitting that same key over and over again, hoping it's going to be in tune one of these days.
Right.
The guy has
also to Disney Plus, never Caucasian Wakanda.
Right.
I don't think they're going to bring Aida back with an all-white cast.
No.
Oh, go to your local community theater. You'll see it.
The Greatest Showman is also being performed.
Yep. Look at this. Scott Guston's got it.
Do they have Hugh doing it?
No. Well, I can't look at the video while it's on screen. But Greatest Showman, the new musical. Let me check the video here.
I mean, I know Hugh wouldn't be doing the typical thing, but as hot as Deadpool and Wolverine is right now, you would think maybe they might do something like that.
I'm not getting any reports of it. So.
I'm telling.
Whoa! Whoever playing it got it now.
Sorry. Sorry.
I'm telling you, they're testing the waters for the Hercules live action remake to have Hercules be black.
Here, I'm gonna switch to that so I can go to the audio on this one.
We all heard rumors already about Michael B. Jordan playing Hercules. So
is Hugh Jackman's character in that film being played by somebody of color on in that video, Jonas? Is that?
I'm sorry, say that again because I was listening.
He's
to
asking
the audio
if
on the Greatest
Hugh
Showman.
Jackman's role in Greatest Showman has been race swapped.
So I could put it up on screen. We won't play the audio on it, obviously, but I would say most of this cast is people of color.
For Greatest Showman.
Yeah.
Okay,
for
interesting.
Greatest Show.
It's a historical reimagining.
The only guy here with a big top hat is black. If you're asking me that, but it's a diverse cast. But this is also the chorus number. So the chorus number is not necessarily saying that it's P.T. Barnum, and by modern standards, P.T. Barnum is, I'm going to say, problematic from a historical standpoint.
That
just
would
a bit.
be true.
Just a bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, Kamchi for $4.99. A smell and bleed of desperation's also pushing peak stupidity that break bootleg limits. Karma finally sinking into Disney's sins they accumulated. Yeah, there's not many people pirating this stuff at this point. So that's an indication of a problem there.
Yes.
All right, guys.
Jude Law has taken the stage to talk about Skeleton Crew.
I am hearing no Kathleen Kennedy visible right now, and it's Star Wars time. Doctor came out for Pixar. No Kathy so far for Star Wars. That's what I'm hearing.
Do you think they think that she might get booed if they put her on stage?
Yes.
Not at D23. I mean, this is these are the fanatics of the fanatics. It would, you know.
Well, Bob Iger didn't get booed, so. But Chapek did. Remember, Chapek did get booed at D23.
He did. Was all part of getting rid of Chapek.
He did, and that was all. Never mind. I'm not going to say his name. Anyhow.
Do we?
Well,
do we have?
Likely will
that
get a. We'll likely get a trailer for Skeleton Crew any moment. So, guys, be watching on the various spots that we're looking at. And
Did people see the close-up of some of the characters from Skeleton Crew on the show floor? They have a display for it, and this is our first indication of the look, the feel.
Is that the werewolf from Big Bad Beetleborgs?
I believe he's modeled after the character that was in the Cantina at one point.
Yeah, they cut him out of later. George Lucas cut this guy out of or whatever species that is. Hey, look, he's only got 2 eyes. That's funny.
Yeah. K2SO, it looks like, has had some better days.
Phew. And he's got a peg leg.
Yeah, this is.
Hey, you guys.
This is not great.
This guy right here, though, wasn't he in The Mandalorian season 3?
Yeah,
and,
he was.
And
pirate.
I'm gonna say that character was not really a great character.
I'm pretty sure they just had the hear me and rejoice. You're the children of Thanos. Like they just had the character model sitting around somewhere.
Honestly, I got no problem with these. I mean, you know,
I personally
after you've just suffered through Acolyte, you know, it's like,
I think
that's a fair point.
I think it looks fantastic. I think it's going to be a big win for Kathleen Kennedy.
So
I really hope it is.
So they're reporting. That. Oh, go ahead, Jonas. I think.
Well, no, it's just the note here: an Emblem-esque adventure, but set in the Star Wars galaxy. They're really trying to evoke Goonies here with this, and E.T. and all of those 80s era kids films.
Yep.
All right, Skeleton Crew trailer is being played at this time.
I was going to say that the Amblin.
So someone in the chat saying the trailer's out.
Okay. You guys pull it and we'll play it.
I am looking right now.
Oh, by the way, The Greatest Showman is officially a musical that is in development for the stage. So they just had them coming out to do that one.
Maybe they're going after the Hamilton idea.
I hate Hamilton.
All right, well. Jonas, you bring up while we're getting the trailer. Well, no, this is breaking at this very moment. All right, Jonas, while we're getting the trailer for Skeleton Crew, do we have any additional super chats that we need to put up on the screen?
Well, somebody else is going to have to look for it while I do that. Aurora, I'll take care of it. For $2, Disney could buy I Love Lucy and rebooted.
What a great idea.
Aurora, why do you hurt me? Why do you hurt me?
Well, I got it.
Right, let's go to it. Let's go to it while it's breaking. We'll come back to Doggy. But we've got this, so we'll all enjoy, quote unquote, Skeleton Crew the trailer. And Vash, take it away. Folks, it's the world premiere. Skeleton Crew.
We'll set the course of your entire future.
No men yet.
Great point.
Don't you ever want to do anything exciting? Like what? What if we could go anywhere we want in the whole galaxy?
This is all weird.
This is not Star Wars.
What?
We'll pretend.
Why are they in the suburbs?
I found something buried in the woods.
Still no men.
What do you think it is? I think it's a lost Jedi temple.
Oh my goodness.
Guys, we might play this 12 times in a row. This is cringe gold
right here.
I think it's the Lost Jedi Temple.
Moved it back a month.
Lost. Really lost.
Tis dangerous out there in space. Trust no one.
Oh, God.
You're a Jedi.
I don't hate
Pause
it. I don't hate it, but I don't see why it needs to be Star Wars.
If this wasn't
That's
just a
not
regular,
Star Wars.
if this was just a regular sci-fi show that was like an original IP, I'd be like, yeah, that looks cool. I'll watch that. But this suburban little community,
that's terrible.
It's weird.
It's genuinely
with the
awful.
bus and the mobile. Oh my goodness.
Also,
Yeah.
that looks like an upcoming OSHA violation there, the no handrails rule in Star Wars, which, by the way, Acolyte violated.
That's
Guys, I could
bad.
run 12 videos on this tomorrow, but it's like shooting fish in a barrel. I mean, I feel bad.
Is that
I feel
Dumbo?
bad at how bad this is.
Is
Yeah,
that
that's
Hooter?
the. You remember a big what was Dumbo's Circus? Was that the Disney Channel show
Dumbo
back in the 90s?
Circus,
Yep.
flying high in the town. Yeah,
This is Max
Yeah, that's
Rebo's
the Dumbo
appendage
puppet.
shot.
yeah.
See, but my first instinct was Vash's. I was like, why are they bringing in things from Captain EO?
Right.
Like, what's happening?
If you saw in the later of the trailer, you saw
The little
what looked like
the little
Yeah.
butterfly guy. Yeah.
the little butterfly guy from
Captain EO.
From Captain EO. I'm
What-
trying
I
to-
think it's
His
an
gig?
ancient Jedi temple.
right there.
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah,
this to me, this says they need. I don't know why this is Star Wars. I would actually be
Well-
more excited for this series if it was not Star Wars. But at this point, it feels like they're just trying to fit something into the Star Wars mold. This looks like the '80s to me, with a little bit of extra
It looks
technology.
like the Goonies.
This does not. Yeah,
It's the Goonies.
Or
It's
people
the
don't
Goonies
know
meets
what we're
Fraggle
talking
Rock.
about.
which I can understand why
This is,
Lucasfilm would not like this series either. There he is.
That's the little flying creature that we were talking about before.
And he was great. This movie still evokes such positive emotion for me. And then when I started to see some of the creatures, which two of them clearly, ganked. But I'm like, why can't they imagine a world that isn't this? Because this looks like maybe, the where the elites are going to live in 10 years somewhere in America.
It's literally like you can only see yourself and your own surroundings, and that's the only thing you can create. No one can think outside the box and perceive something that's completely unknown.
Pushing their speeder bikes like bikes.
Just
in the
looks like
forest.
California. It just
Yeah.
looks like
There's
California.
additional Lucasfilm announcements, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Let's go ahead
why?
and switch
Please
our
let it
coverage.
stop.
Well,
Please let it stop.
Not.
Yeah.
It's Andor season 2. So.
Okay.
All right. Well, we knew that.
And that couldn't be less impressive if they, gave us the whole show tonight.
Yeah, I'm a little.
I'm not going to bring it up on screen, but there's some expletive-filled comments saying yes, they did bring Fuzzball from Captain EO into Star Wars.
Fuzzball.
Who was
what's
the
going to have
random-
lower ratings? Andor season 2 or Skeleton Crew? What has the lower ratings?
I'm going to say Andor season 2.
No, Skeleton Crew, I think, will have less rating because Andor at least has people say that Andor is good, so it has some positivity around it.
What
think I think that there's a chance that Skeleton Crew picks up a non-Star Wars audience.
Maybe, but sure, it's going to follow in the grand tradition of Zack Snyder and Rebel Moon.
Why do you want to hurt me?
Well, except the anything that Zack Snyder makes is devoid of hope, and so this, I will say, this trailer has positive aspects to it. The worst thing about it is the fact that it is attached to the Star Wars IP. I think that this,
if it were not Star Wars, it would look like a weird little Goonies homage.
Yep.
And this
mixed with cracked out Fraggles.
It's better than the Peter Percy Jackson trailer or
They should
whatever.
have set it in the Captain EO universe.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah,
that's a good new IP to run with.
Yeah, or just put some Harry Potter music over the top of this, and you got another magical beasts and where to find them or something. With spaceships.
Who was that? Who was that random male Jedi at the end? I'm sure he's going to be toxic and terrible.
It's Jude Law. He
Jude
likes
Law's
Law.
character?
And kids,
Yeah,
kids.
So that looks like out of like Rebels almost, but
And I called this Adventures in Babysitting, right? Based on what I had been led to believe. It kind of feels like that. Jude Law's the reluctant babysitter, on an adventure with kids
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
John
Favreau
Favreau and Dave Filoni are.
Yep.
Sorry.
They're out on the floor now. So what is that? That looks like Rogue One to me back there, by the way. So
Well-
is that the base on whatever planet they ended up spoiler alert, dying on at the end of Rogue One?
Oh man.
No, that's the base. That,
No, that was an Imperial base. So
that's
they
the
wouldn't do that.
base that they launched the mission from in Mandalorian season 3.
Okay.
Some of the outlets that we've been following are taking a nap now that they're covering Star Wars.
Can't blame them for that one.
Oh man.
All right, so we've got apparently Filoni and Favreau have wandered onto the stage of the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular at Hollywood Studios.
No cowboy hat on old Dave today.
Oh,
Has somebody grown up?
New man. That says the man who told us he would eat his hat earlier in the show.
Maybe he already did. Maybe he was like, "I'll eat my hat if Avatar comes out on stage tonight." And
Okay, so some additional news for Andor season 2. This might actually be really good for Andor season 2. Alan Tudyk and not Scott Mendelsohn, my goodness, Ben Mendelsohn will be joining the cast of Andor season 2.
Okay,
so that's good. Those actors are very good. Maybe I'll catch up on Andor.
I still don't care about that show. I never finished the first season.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm going to have to because, channel.
Alan Tudyk's character, K2SO, one of the best things to come out of Rogue One. So Alan Tudyk, a big get for that show. The development of their relationship might make for some good streaming.
I think so. He's also a character that he has a sense of humor, and I think his performance adds a lot to that role. The joke was that he was the only person in the cast that got to have any fun. I would, of course, disagree with that. Chirrut Imwe's character, Donnie Yen's character, was actually pretty hilarious as he was wiping the floor with people. I love it when they get actual martial artists to do martial arts moves because, you can see those. I'm not trying to mock Keanu Reeves from the late 90s, early 2000s, but there's a big difference between Keanu Reeves just learning Kung Fu and someone like Donnie Yen fluidly going through all of these motions.
Zeb from Rebels will be a Mandalorian and Grogu.
Okay, I like Zeb.
Okay.
I like Zeb.
I think he's voiced by Stephen Blum. That's a good voice. I hope he looks a little bit more distinct than he was in whatever episode of Ahsoka was it that he ended up in?
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
Yeah, Mandalorian.
Hey guys,
they're all bleeding together now. That's the problem.
We've got some confirmation here on some scoops we've had in the past. Favreau says the movie doesn't come till 2026. It's 2 years. We just started filming a few weeks ago. That lines up with the timeline we've been reporting, where the late May, early June was backed up. Not exactly sure what caused them to delay, but they are now underway. And that lines up because we had heard that in late July they would be doing principal photography, but not necessarily with actors. So, yeah, we are there now. It's the last D23 before the movie comes out, so I figured we had to put something together. And there you can see Hatless Filoni with Happy himself, Mr. Favreau.
I would like some confirmation because Bob Iger just had 3 movies, which is a different number than the one they've been talking about. They've either been talking about 2 movies or 28 movies. I would love to know what 3 movies means.
I said I assumed it was going to be Mandalorian and Grogu. It was going to be the Ahsoka movie, and it was going to be the Rey movie. If that had actually comes
I think Filoni's getting... I think the goal is for Filoni to get a trilogy, and this is the start of it.
Ugh. Oh, I don't like that. All right. I'm going to bring up some super chats if nobody disagrees with that. Doggy, member for 6. Inside Out 3 is a lock, isn't it? I think at this point, with it being the quote-unquote highest grossing animated film of all time, then it would be silly of these penny pushers and number crunchers to say no to that, whether or not it's a good idea. William Thompson for $2. By the way,
Snow White landing right now. Go ahead, Jonas. Snow White though is what they're playing right now.
I see. William Thompson for $2. By the way, I'm available for the panel, bro.
Anytime.
Floral from Under a Rock for $2 Canadian. Make sure to listen to the album all about Jonas. I did
Love
listen
it.
to it.
Hey guys, let me show you something in this image as we continue on the super chats. This is when the title screen comes up. Do you all notice something about the arena? No one is standing. Everyone is sitting. Well, that's true too. That's the media side of things. But if you look down at the main area, even in the front, no one is standing and cheering. Everybody just sitting and watching. I think that's a fascinating thing about this. Just a thought.
It looks like they were shown some exclusive footage for the event, and people were noting that Zeb was in the short footage, and also AT-ATs being noted. It looks like Kevin Feige is now on stage.
All right, Jonas, continue on with those super chats while we can.
Yep. Midnight Eye for $5. Primus song Winona's Big Brown Beaver is relevant again. It would be apropos for you to play its video since it has about the same quality animation. probably. I'm only familiar with one Primus song, and I do believe it's still in constant rotation.
So the Q3 fiscal year 2024 materials suggested that there were 3 Star Wars films in development, and they only showed Mandalorian and Grogu. They did not show Charmin O'Page-Chinoy's Rey movie nor the Jedi Origins film.
They have no script. You can't show something that you have nothing for.
Well, you could have at least had the actors out there, maybe talk about it.
Okay,
we could have Charmin O'Page-Chinoy come out there and talk about how men are terrible again.
That'd be fun.
It's a good idea.
Good for
Too
us.
Tired for $5. My hubby and I
World?
are huge Wicked fans. It was the first Broadway show we saw together as a couple. He even framed our first tickets as a Christmas present. Well, I am glad that you have that wonderful memory. I do believe it's the first Broadway show that my wife and I saw as well. And it was wonderful. I tell you, wonderful. If you've seen Wicked, you will get that joke. Sir Torek, member for $5. The Gina lawsuit gives Disney grounds to fire Kathleen Kennedy. I would say so. I think they've had grounds to fire her since about 2019 at this point, and have not done it. So, but the lawsuit even more so.
Had they done it though, Jonas, then they wouldn't be in the situation they're in with Gina.
I would agree with that.
We're all the way through Star Wars now, by the way, and she never showed up.
Never showed up.
That's true. Too Tired for $5 saw the movie and trailer and are both not watching. They leaned in hard into making her a caricature of a certain color, not Disney, but may as well be now. Yeah, they did add racial themes to it, as opposed to she's just a different color in a skin tone sense. They made it into a cultural difference with her being a different color, and the fact that they cast a black actor in the role. They're adding a lot of stuff onto it, and they know what they're doing. I agree with you totally. Irate Specialist for $1.99. Floral Raid. When do we get a Jonas rap album? I don't know. I could try to put a little something here together.
You probably should, because I mean, I know you'd be really good at a diss track.
Probably Floral. I'd smoke you like a Doral. I think you're in your mind. Anyways, Hawaii Dragon Star for $2. Skeleton looks more like Explorers with bad acting. I want to bet that ILM did the effects on Explorers if we went and looked that up. I had a friend who built Lego sets around the idea of Explorers for about a month straight. It was a co-obsession back in the 90s. Hawaii Dragon Star for $2. Check that. Second thought. SC Skeleton Crew is more like Galador. Anybody? I did not watch Galador back in the day.
No idea.
It's been a while. It's been a while for me on that one. And I think I only saw the Weird Al episode.
Proto Badger for $10. Thank you for all you do. Well, thank you very much, Proto Badger. I'm a little disappointed on your behalf that they didn't include you in the Hoppers film myself. Burn for $5. Star Wars the same month as Avengers. Yes, currently they have a Star Wars film and an Avengers film in the same month. They did that last time as well. It wasn't the same month, but it was very close together. So the big on your left portal scene in Avengers Endgame came out right before The Last Jedi did there are more of us, with everybody, from all of the different. So even though it was already a cliched ending, it was extra cliched because they came after a film that did that idea well just a few months earlier. So let's see if they eat Lucasfilm's lunch again. Weatherman, member for 9, come on Hostile Takeover and stop all this stuff.
They had a slight recovery today, very slight, but there at one point they were down in the 84s. So, you know, we got to keep cheering on the failure of Disney as it descends.
And Sparky Schultz for $5.
Hang on just a second, Jonas. We've got a special thank you from Ryan Reynolds regarding Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, wow.
Unfortunately, folks, as much as I would like to play this, I think this is considered exclusively part of D23, and therefore we can't play this one for you. But Ryan Reynolds sending a personalized message to the audience at D23.
A cussing message. Yeah, that does sound like Ryan Reynolds.
Exactly.
I think I have officially exceeded my local rate on Twitter refreshes. Sparky Schultz for $5. Do not disrespect Jonas. God will get you. Well, you know, he is in my corner, but I think he's also in the man behind the puppets corner as well. But I do appreciate that sentiment. Oh, look, Adamantium officially confirmed.
Huh.
It's a good thing they did that. I noticed they also removed the shot of what happens in this shot when something is, projected from a weapon. I've already used the word twice. I'm not going to say it again on this.
You think Adamantium is going to be like, hey, like this is our end. They won't give us vibranium from Wakanda. We got this Adamantium now.
I think you're right. I think it's also going to be coming out of the skull of the Celestial.
I'm hearing something about Daredevil, but I don't have confirmation on Daredevil announcement. But I'm hearing that there may be something. So if anybody wants to look that up and see, has there been a Daredevil announcement made?
I'm looking at all the various platforms now on my phone because I think I have the same problem that Jonas has. I cannot refresh on my PC.
Yep. I think there's some kind of local rate issue there. They don't want you. See, this is why I need to go to something that someone informed me of recently. It's pro.twitter.com. Anyways,
who did that, Jonas?
Yep. We'll figure this one out. We will. Kevin Feige talking about Brave New World.
I'm hearing that Red Hulk looks like angry Harrison Ford, which that checks out.
Feige's wearing a Daredevil hat, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that the foreshadowing, perhaps?
He's really small.
All right, it looks like I'm back on. Are you back on, Jonas?
Somewhat.
No Deadpool update just yet. Looks like
Daredevil.
a few new clips. Oh,
there's Red Hulk.
President Ross.
He does look like angry Harrison Ford.
This is either a one and done villain or they paid Harrison Ford a lot of money. So
well, it's definitely not one and done because he's in the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Is he in the Thunderbolts or are they
the Thunderbolts is named after Thunderbolt Ross? Yeah,
I know, but I'm saying, but also there's an asterisk on that name as if they're going to change it here in just a little bit. I wonder if he was going to be in that film at some point because Harrison Ford was not added into this film officially until reshoot number 2 or 3.
He's in the cast for that film.
At this point,
Looks
yeah,
like
he is in the cast of Thunderbolts.
Yes.
Okay.
Fantastic Four.
All right, guys, we've got a big update here. We have, I believe, the Grogu and Mandalorian teaser trailer, and I'm willing to play it. We're going to play it in this small version here, folks, to try to not get in trouble. But just a heads up: when we end this show tonight, this thing's going to be private. Just letting you all know we have pushed our boundaries. I don't think we've done anything wrong, but we'll play this, and here we go.
Yep.
Oh, isn't he so cute? Let's buy all the merch.
This was actually the moment when my wife and daughter looked at me and went, "Oh."
You are a clan of 2. You are Isaac's father.
All right, season 2. I don't think they're going to get you on the visuals. I think it's amazing.
Apprentice. I'm a bounty hunter by trade. Now that he's with me, I'll be more selective in my assignments.
Season 3. I think that's new. Yeah, that's new.
That's new.
Those are from Clone Wars.
I didn't see Zeb.
I would say that was a rather.
Oh, what?
I would say that was a rather light applause for that. That would be my take.
Big
on it.
time, big, and they weren't applauding during it. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
and
that's
and
a
there wasn't,
huge thing.
There wasn't a big yell or reaction when they saw anything.
No.
Yep.
You know?
Well, there wasn't much to see. There was mostly previous seasons. As they said, they've only been filming for a few weeks. So,
yeah.
Emerald Productions here. Member for 2. What are the chances we get a member stream sooner or later recapping the event with members to somewhat make up for this one going private? This event isn't over yet, and whoo boy, do I have opinions already.
I would say that we're going to have a lot of coverage on this over the next few days. So hang tight. We haven't even. I mean, the park stuff is going to come out tomorrow, so we are going to cover this as best we can. We'll be happy to cover it. Lots and lots of stuff to talk about coming up. All right, guys. I think we're just about at the end of the presentation by Disney, and they have been doing quite a bit. What do we have, guys?
Ironheart.
We have Ironheart being produced by Ryan Coogler.
That's
Did
better.
they show anything, or is it?
I'm trying to get updates right now. It doesn't look like it. Not yet,
They
anyway.
bring the lights up for this one, or is it just somebody with a great camera?
Why wouldn't the heart be an arc?
No, the lights are up. So here's a second photo of this.
I just want to warn people, when you look up Ironheart, just double check that it's Marvel's Ironheart.
Ooh.
As opposed to the football player?
No.
So unless there's a big announcement here, I think we've pretty much come to the end.
You keep begging for sweet relief.
Well, I don't know what else they could announce at this point.
Well, I think this is planned as 2 hours, but I could be wrong.
Well, they've got 9 more minutes, and we're gonna stick with it. But they've got one more thing to talk about. So I guess what I want to say is, go ahead, Vash.
I'm sorry. Did we see Disney live action yet?
We have not. We have not seen Snow White.
So I think actually Snow White got a very brief play, but it was super short. So I think actually Snow White did appear. All right, guys, we'll come back to it if there is any more breaking news. But where I would like to begin to wrap up tonight with is let's talk about the parks for just a moment, okay? So again, folks, we're watching to see if anything happens. The stock is dependent on the parks. The park attendance is down. Disney forecasting the parks are going to stay down. D23 later, they're going to be doing park announcements. We'll start with Vash, go to Culture, then Marvin, then Jonas. Guys, what do they need to announce at this D23 in order to stop the bleeding and start turning this company around? All these shows are great. All the movies are great. It's going to come down to the parks for fixing the stock. Vash, what do you think?
Yes, you have to announce big new things that expand capacity and get people excited. There's this Topical America's Land, this even the Marvel Z ticket. I mean, this has been in the works for quite some time. It's now on its second iteration, and it got a lot of lackluster responses from just seeing the ride vehicle. A lot of people saying that, well, it's just a playoff of what Universal did with Islands of Adventure and Spider-Man back 25 years ago. So they really do need to bring the big expansions, the big stuff. And I really honestly don't think that they are necessarily going to do it. It's not quite what I'm hearing. I'm hearing, like I said, the Tropical Americas. I'm hearing maybe Tomorrowland at Disneyland. I'm hearing maybe 70th anniversary stuff. But I don't know if they'll bring the big ones yet. And honestly, that's consistent with what Bob Iger has said. His guidance that he's providing for this $60 billion tranche of funding has said that the most of that's going to be on the back half of that plan, which puts us at about 2028. So I'm not expecting huge things from this D23 announcement panel, but a lot of people are putting their eggs in this basket.
Culture, any chance it's going to replicate what we've seen with the movies and the TV shows where it's just nonstop item after item after item? Or do you think this is going to be more, I don't know, sparsely populated with ideas?
I think it's going to be that. I think that's exactly what we're going to get. We're going to get a fleet of ideas and underbaked things that are on the possibilities board, but on the actually happening board is entirely different. What they showed today, in the form of the model for one of the things they're building, it was incredibly sparse. There isn't much, being added to the Disneyland resort, despite the spending that's going to be going on there. I don't anticipate they have a lot to offer other than, hey, you heard of Avatar, right? We've been talking about it the last couple of times, but hey, we might actually be doing it this time. I can't imagine that. The only thing that would actually be splashy, especially since their competition has stepped up, would be if they announced a fifth gate, which again, they're not ready to do. They're nowhere close to that. They decided they'll rest on their laurels for a decade and give you a roller coaster that took 6 to 7 years to complete at Walt Disney World. I mean, it took less time for them to build Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind than it did to build Tron and across the way. So I wouldn't expect anything extraordinary. I would expect the things that we were expecting to hear. Perhaps we'll hear about the Marvel coaster, which has been talked about forever. Perhaps we'll hear about an Avatar thing, which has been talked about forever, but I don't see anything beyond that. I really don't. They have nothing. They can't even offer an expansion of the Star Wars areas. You're not going to get more Black Rock Spire. They would have to do too much redevelopment, especially in Florida, because they locked themselves in there. It's just everything they've done has been so short-sighted, and it's all been led by the lack of brains and foresight of the current leadership. Anyway, that's all I think.
Got two announcements for you. They did play an Ironheart trailer, and it looks like Daredevil Born Again Season 1 premieres March 2025. Kevin Feige reporting that Season 2 of Daredevil Born Again will start production soon.
They're a year behind on that.
Oh. Well, yeah, they said that they did a page 0 rewrite on Daredevil Born Again.
After shooting 3.5 episodes.
Yeah. And that was a Kevin, not a Kevin Chapek, Bob Chapek idea. Brian Chapek is the Chapek that works on Marvel Productions, though. So
I'm not sure if he still does or not. I haven't heard.
He does. He's in the SEC filings. They had to note it in there. So
Marvin, what do they need to do tomorrow to get D23 fixing the stock problem? Because all this other stuff is nice. It doesn't fix the stock. The stock is the big problem for Disney. So what do they need to do?
We need concrete announcements about things that are coming with timetables. We need to know exactly where things are going, what's going there, and a lot of it has got to be centered around Orlando, because they got a thing coming next year called Epic Universe, and it's coming like a freight train. And you're going to need more than a reskin of dinosaur into Indiana Jones to compete with something like that. You need amazing concepts that are happening. No blue sky, none of this. Maybe we might do this in the near future someday if the stars align and we have enough money in the piggy bank. No, you have to say this is what we are doing, and this is where it's happening, and this is when it is happening. Specifics are needed, and it's got to be more than just reskinning rides. It's got to be more than a new coat of paint.
See, and you know what? You're 100% right, Marvin. But think back in time real quickly. When Eisner got his back put up against the wall to do something new in California, we ended up with the worst possible iteration of a Disney park in California adventure, because you were basically showing California what was in their state, and you were showing them with off-the-shelf flat rides and dark rides that you could go to any amusement park around the globe and pick up. That's not what you need for Disney.
The problem is they're behind the 8 ball. So Epic Universe opens up next year, and even if they provide those dates, Marvin, we're still not talking until 2026, 2027, most likely 2028 for a lot of these additions, expansions, whatever they actually have planned. And I'm hearing stuff for Disney Adventure World. I'm hearing stuff for maybe Hong Kong, because this Marvel ticket is supposed to be duplicated for that park. I'm not hearing much on the Walt Disney World front, which is very concerning, one. And then two, even if they do start putting stuff in, they're way behind the 8 ball when it comes to the competition with Epic Universe. And again, this is what Nelson Peltz said. This is a rising tiger.
And because of their dive into the politics of it all in Florida, now we are going to know everything that's going to be built in an additional park, before it's built.
Well, and Disney has gone, when the Disney spokesperson earlier this year had that ridiculous quote that's going to come back to bite them, where they were asked by Epic Universe and they were told Universal is just playing catch up to a decade of nonstop Disney development. And as I said in my article about it, it's very nice of Disney to slow down and let them catch up.
Well, I got to say, I think they rapid fired IPs. And I think that the press is going to be impressed with all of the movies and shows that were announced. But in terms of the parks, again, that's what's going to power this stock. Culture?
I'm going to ask you a question, Pro. And I'm asking the right guy. Yes, they rapid fire a bunch of sequels, as you pointed out, a bunch of IPs at everybody. The people who are serious investors don't care about that, because the track record for Disney's, outside of the 2 recent films, which were devoid of messaging, the investors have taken note of what it is that's been going on with Hollywood, with all these things that fail, specifically with Disney, to the tune of billions of dollars. So what does that tell you, Pro? Do you think the investors are going to be thrilled by IP Fest 2024?
I think they want to see the parks steadied and fixed. That's what I think.
I do too.
Here's the deal. If the investors were going to be swayed by the box office, they'd be swayed already by Inside Out and Deadpool and Wolverine. So maybe this will budget up a little bit, but we won't know until the market's open until Monday. And the parks are going to be a huge part of this. We'll find out if Disney has enough to sway everybody. Jonas, final thoughts on what you might expect for Disney parks. Is it going to be blue sky, or are we going to get actual shovels? What's this going to be?
I think they're going to act like it's actual shovels, but no, I think it's going to be blue sky. I don't think they have anything that they can do. They're, to borrow a phrase from Culture, they're kind of landlocked out there at Disneyland. And I don't think they're ready to do anything out there in Disney World when they currently don't have a functioning Tiana's Bayou Adventure out there. By the way, that did finally go to standby queue instead of virtual queue today. But it's still breaking down continuously. And if they announce another project at Walt Disney World while they can't get Tiana's Bayou Adventure to run, I think that's wildly irresponsible. I also think that they are going to announce an animatronic desecration of their legacy. I won't get into the specifics on that, but we've talked about it on that Park Place. I think they're going to try to wave their hand at the legacy of the park and pretend like they're honoring Walt. But when you look at everything that they're doing, they're using him like a 2D, 3D rendered 2D motion capture rig to say he would approve of what we're doing. When no, those are obviously putting words into his mouth.
The chat's saying Daredevil Born Again teaser trailer.
Do we want to play it?
I believe it. Also, by the way, it looks like Alden Ehrenreich
right now.
is going to be in Ironheart. So Anthony Ramos went on stage with the rest of the cast. So
it looks like the cast was,
I sent you a picture of the cast, Vash.
Yep.
Real quick,
I have it on screen right now.
We've got Agatha. We'll go with that instead. I don't know that many of our audience are going to be excited about this one, but folks, you're here for the punishment just the same as we are, so we'll enjoy Agatha all along. And by the way, debuts September 18th, and we are planning on doing Agatha after parties because we are masochists. So get ready for the.
I
for
thought
the
we weren't going to do that.
The agony of Agatha after parties, folks, coming in September, so you can watch us be in even more pain. Here we go.
Agatha.
Who's been messing up everything?
Remember the song?
I already hate it.
You remember?
I hate it more.
No. What really happened to you?
Just took off her eye makeup.
The road to all that's foul and fair.
She took every little bit of power I had.
Gather
Join.
Skipping because of music.
We'll give
Skipping
you
Oh, I
because
was
of
going to
music.
ask if that was her singing.
if you make it to the.
Heard you guys
Skipping because of music.
What's up? Hey.
Shall we?
knowledge of the craft.
Is this a musical? Am I got? Have
I was literally just about
agreed
to
to
say-
suffer through a musical?
I was just about to say, are we getting singing lesbian witches again?
Please
Oh,
no.
no.
Please not the power
Yes.
of many.
The
No.
power of many.
What's that
No.
line that ends with "It's weird that I would have two nickels"?
What have you all done?
The power of one, the power of two, the power of many. No! No! Now, ascend, my son.
That was definitely. It was definitely her singing.
Yeah,
Yay.
I thought we were going to be getting away from that clip, but apparently it's going to be applicable for a little while longer.
Oh no!
To get me to the end.
The bodies are really piling up.
I take it back. We're not watching this. We're not doing it. We can't do it. We shan't do it. What?
The trailer
We
or
may
the
not-
after parties?
So
we may
they're
not.
saying-
We may not survive this.
Yeah,
Oh
they're,
my gosh, this looks.
they're
terrible.
saying that Catherine Hahn literally went on stage to sing the song from the show. So she is a good singer, but
Not that song. The Daredevil Born Again trailer was not officially released. I do have a leak, a recording here. Do you want me to play it with audio?
you know what's funny? No, I don't think we can do that if they haven't
No problem.
officially released it. I think that guy's never mind.
Yep.
Pro, unless you
You
really
got it.
want to.
Nope. No, I'm good. I don't think. I don't think the audience. I don't think everybody. More than 1,000 of you still out there, folks watching. I don't think you all need to suffer any more than we just did with Agatha. I am sufficient for one evening. All right, Jonas. If there's any remaining super chats, let's bring them up. And then, folks, D23
Let's
coverage.
do this.
D23 coverage will continue tomorrow here on this channel. Go ahead, Jonas.
2000 Space Dave 2000 for $2 Canadian. What did I miss with D23? Oh wait, nothing.
Oh, you missed Agatha.
Kiwi Kwan is going to be in Zootopia 2, and that sounds wonderful. That was not Kiwi Kwan. That was a little bit closer to Adam Sandler.
lied.
Sparky Schultz for $2. D23 equals Derelict 2023.
Ouch.
Kevin Maynor for $4.99. How do you become a member? How does one
Well,
learn
you
this
see,
stuff?
when a mommy and a daddy love each other very no, you just that little join button. You want to click that. You want to click it good. When a problem comes along.
Planner Aspect, who has been a member for 3 months. Incredibles 2 barely missed. Maybe 3 will learn.
It's evolving.
That's right. Torgo the White. Hey, Torgo, good to see you in the chat there. For $2, suffer pop culture bloggers.
That's not kind.
We watched The Acolyte for you. What do you want? What do you want from us?
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, that is the end of the super chats. And
All right, folks. We're going to wrap there. The news seems to have come to an end. The pain, the suffering, and we've got to get ready to bring more mind-numbing information about Disney from D23 tomorrow. Check back here on the Pro Channel for continuing coverage, as well as your favorite channels that must include Culture Casino, That Pod Place, a.k.a. T3PO, That Park Place, and Tooneytown TV and Wrestling. Gentlemen, If you have a final word, say it. If not, you're going to lose your chance because it's time to head on out. Guys, one last thing. What do you got? Anything? Going once. Going twice. Culture.
That game plays. That game plays. There you go.
Yes.
Kathleen Kennedy needs a win.
Toonie Talk
Find one
TV
here.
here Thursday nights.
T3PO.
All right. And yes, I suppose we'll do Agatha after parties.
I'm actually looking forward to them.
Darn you all. The mainstream media just can't understand how it is we continue to do what we do. They don't realize that we are powered by you, and you are...
1.21 gigawatts! 1.21 gigawatts!
Folks, we've still got decades and decades left in the can. It drives the mainstream mad.
Would it make you feel any better if you knew that what we're asking Vash here to do is a holy thing?
You see, we're on a mission from God. We're on a mission from God.
Now you're gonna put me right back in the joint. They're not gonna catch us. We're on a mission from God.
So, folks, as we always say as we end each and every show here, and we mean it, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Every time they hit him, he stood back up again. So they hit him harder. Still, he got back to his feet. Standing man.